And hello everybody. Good to see several people already in. I see Brian and Wrath of Wood, and I see the eyes of Skepsis. It is good to see everybody in my live. I decided to put a different map that I felt proud of up for when I first switched this time. I had been doing the same one over and over again, and I think everyone started to notice. If they didn't, I called myself out on it last week. So, first of all, the opening music, I don't know what they call it. It's like the red music pack 2 or RED. I don't know which one it's considered or what it's called. Either way, I really feel like that pack, Red Music Pack 2, would be like absolutely perfect for somebody doing a magical girl. I know several people have been doing, so I'm just gonna throw that one out there because I was listening to all of them, and all of them I was like, oh, this sounds like something from a Magical Girl show. That would be cool. Second, so today's, you see people? Today's stream probably will not go 2 hours. I have a few other things that I have to do tonight, so it may be a short stream, maybe about an hour. But I wanted to make sure we had a stream every week. I got back to it. I want to make sure every week you guys hear from me, and we do a new stream, and we do something. And today we're going to be working on something I've been needing to do for a while, and it's just kind of some maintenance stuff. So if anyone has other questions and just wants to ask me random stuff, that's cool too. The first thing is, all of my plugins, my Visustella plugins, are insanely out of date. So when you update plugins, which let me actually up my it's open folder, that's what I want to do. So my actual folder for my game, which I'm gonna put over here for the moment. So Sadie looks cool. Thank you. I really like this map. It was actually one of the first things I think I did on the stream was make this map. It's a really good map. And I got a few pieces I edited, and a few pieces I think Avery made the door that matches the walls there. But when you're updating scripts, there's two things you can do. So one of the cool things is I literally have not done anything in the parameters, and I know some of their updates have required changes in default parameters, so it's actually easier for me to just delete them all out, because you can just update the thing and then keep all of your parameters the same. But if some new feature needed the new parameters, you would have a problem. So it's really just easier for me to do it like this and not consider, set things up. Now I just need to, here's my folder, and then I have, where I downloaded the new ones. I can't see you guys talking right now because I currently have a giant folder on top of my stream setup. But again, y'all don't need to see the mess of all of my folders. I should have had all this stuff open. Here is all of the same plugins. Except for the CC random encounters, because there's nothing too different about it. That one's had not been updated. That's just a small snippet that was from Coelacanth. Made that, and it works really well. So the other thing with city maps are generally difficult, I think. All right, so that updated the actual files. Now I just need to add them all back, because we're going to be messing with, okay. I'm gonna have to remember how to do anything. I guess technically I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna reorganize it in a minute. So the way all the Visustella stuff works is you just make sure your 1s are before 2s or before 3s. Make sure your tiers are in the right order. Lose track of the order of things. Okay, element status. So what kind of week has everyone had? I'm used to, like, I got so used to doing, I forgot which one I'm on. I think I did elements last, right? Oh. Events last. I'm used to being on Sunday, so it's like the beginning of a new week. But now we're in middle week, which I actually prefer. This is a better day. I keep forgetting which one I just did. I'm trying to talk. But Wednesday just is easier for me. It's like you get to the end of your weekend and you're like, I don't want to do anything. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. Now I'm gonna do some more work tonight. I'm forgetting every single time. Hey Sentinel, it's okay. Today I'm not doing anything that's gonna you're gonna matter that you've not seen anything else. I'm just setting up menu stuff and a bunch of icons that I have. Not going to be most exciting stream, but hopefully we still have some fun. It is one of the things about when you make games, right? There's a lot of stuff that's really fun and exciting to do, or very visually appealing. Like making maps is very visually appealing. When I'm doing like Photoshop stuff to edit a tile, that can be visually appealing. Setting up all of this stuff with our icons and making sure all this is correct, not the most exciting thing in the world, but all good. And as I said at the start, this will probably be only about an hour because I have some other stuff to do tonight. Want to make sure we're getting a regular schedule though. So even if it's just an hour, it's still every Wednesday. But generally I'm still going to shoot for 2 hours every Wednesday. This Wednesday is just a little different. A little busy. And also, after having taken such a break after last stream, my throat hurt. Because I wasn't used to talking for that long at once. So I'm trying to work myself back up to doing 2 hours of straight talking. Alright, so now that all these are updated, this needs to go at the bottom. I don't know if it actually does. I know it works there though. And once you have something in your load order that works where it is, don't change it. It's best just to leave it where it is if it works. So most of what I'm going to be doing is messing with parameters, which are pretty easy to do. Here is the main menu core. I think everything I want to change here. Like general settings, you know, where the build window, status window. I'm going to have to here's another thing that's important to be able to do. I'm going to open up really important thing to have. Documentation. I will regularly forget what things do. So one of the things I want to do, which we're going to just... Oh, that's distracting. I had the window open and the other thing. And it just popped me, like, putting the thing on screen. And I got distracted for a second, like, why is things moving on my left screen when they should not be, but they were supposed to be. Okay. So let's see. Where do I have my starting location right now? I just need to put it somewhere so that we can... I think I know there's one thing I do need to change. Oh, I don't want to continue. Alright. So, right now I have this. All of these are scrambled up because I threw together an icon thing. And I want to look through this and go, well, what do I want in it? I set up these already, so those look good. My images. So I need way less stuff in the items list. And again, all these icons are scrambled up. Because of my systems, I don't have field battle, materials, weapons, accessories. I mostly have the only things I think I'm gonna have right now are accessories, items. Also, I'm having some problems with my headset. The sound keeps going. Hey, Lazarus. So, like, because I'm just gonna have accessories, and then the items in my game, the usable items, are actually also just an equip slot, and they are usable based on a resource rather than being usable items. So also those are not really items. I'm not going to have any consumable items. So really all I need is the weapon slot, the equipment slot, and the accessory slot and the item slot, and then like key items. So I only need those four. Also talking about this map, this is the one I was joking about how I kept on starting the stream on this map just because I thought it looked good. The passability isn't set correctly yet. I had just done and that's also my encounter system. So also another thing is I remember I was looking at this and I was thinking that, so like the status I think is like I don't think I need this. It's way too much and too complicated for what my game is doing. My game is pretty simple. And since my game is pretty simplistic, there really isn't a reason to have this complicated of a status screen. So I'm going to probably remove what I really want to do, because I'm not going to use all of these different stats either. What I want to do is take this page, cut maybe one page of one of the columns, and then get the resistance column from here into it. But I am not an incredibly amazing person with JavaScript, so I'm probably going to try to bug someone else into writing that for me. But I don't need this page at all. I don't think this is really necessary, because generally this is all of the stuff they have access to in the game, and like that's not necessary. This is kind of, again, these are all things that could be used by someone else. If your game needed it, right? If like the skill types, weapon types, and armor types of a character could change throughout the game, and it was more complex than what I have, that might be a good tab. But I'm going to cut that tab. I also think I'm not like I get why this is here. I almost feel like I could take and make one tab and just a back, and that's it. If I just had the parameters tab, or actually these two tabs. I wonder if I could combine that together. Either way, I know properties, elements, and access all need to be removed. Skill tab, it's fine. I like this one a lot. I don't have the, like, I have what I need for this. This should, why is that one light up but the other ones aren't? What did I do different? Oh, I for some reason have this as anytime use. I do not know why. It should be battle only. So this is fine. Okay, so skills fine. Equip. This is correct. There's nothing wrong with this. Exactly what I need. Augment is what their weapon is. Also, again, all my icons are screwed up. So this is actually how it's going to be set up. Every character is going to be able to equip their weapon type, 2 accessories, and then 3 usable items. And I have a kind of love-hate thing with the options. I kind of feel like I don't need all of these options, so I may be removing some of this, but I don't think I'm going to get to this today. One of the things is there's certain things I just don't see a reason to be able to turn off. I think always dash on is fine. Just leave that on. In fact, one of the things I would like to do is get rid of the concept of running and walking in my game, because there's no point in it. It's very few times you actually functionally need the ability to do both. I was probably going to slow the dash down just a hair and let that be just standard movement and not have a walk at all. I mean, how many games does your speed, being able to vary your speed of movement in an RPG, actually matter? The only one that I can even, like, the only thing I can think of is some silly mini games, like trying to leave Aerith's house in the original Final Fantasy VII and not make noise, where walking made sense. And then like stuff like, I think Breath of Fire 3 had a different encounter rate if you were walking. It was lower, which was annoying because it just meant if you wanted to avoid encounters, you had to walk incredibly slowly everywhere you were going. Not fun. So I just don't see a reason to have the ability to turn dash on and off, or even have a walk speed. The ability to turn autosave off and on. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I really like all the options. I do like the audio options. I do like being able to change the specific volumes and stuff like that. I think that's actually good. I don't know. I think that I would have to look really heavily at the options. Save and load are fine, and obviously game end is fine. Yeah, in action RPGs, it's walking and running makes sense. I'm talking about like in any type of like turn-based RPG. Why is there a sword icon for dashing? Because all my icons are messed up. All my icons are messed up because okay, right now it's set up with the standard icon set, but I have a different icon set that was thrown together by me. From So anyway, let's first go in and change some of the stuff that I was talking about. So go to the plugin manager. I think everything is in. I think most of it's in main menu core, isn't it? Command window style, status graphics. I seem to remember it may have been in a different one. So let's go look at. Okay. Note tags, I don't need plugin commands. I'm not looking for plugin commands. I'm looking at. So. And maybe in status core, actually. There are no witnesses. Nobody can say you weren't stealthy. Exactly. That is true. I think actually I might be looking at the wrong thing. I think that's the skill states are element status. I think this is where a lot of the here we go. Status menu settings. All right, so That's the 3-column section. Here's the part that lets me say I don't want certain. By the way, if anyone is familiar with Visustella and remembers where these settings are, because I haven't touched them in a really long time. Let me make sure I was wrong. I was not wrong. It may be in this setting. Party window. Oh no, it is. It is in main menu core. It is. To give the focus of RPGs to make a small number bigger. It's very true. That and make a big number smaller, which is the enemy's HP. Okay, and window list. Why? That's like so obvious. Why did I miss this? All right. Okay, but this is just, I don't want to remove the entire status screen. Where's the actual, let's see, class change. I'm going to find this and I'm going to kick myself because I should have known where. All right. Going to. Okay, so one thing that we need to do is this needs to be switched. I know that. We're using the CTB, which I have installed. Layout settings. I should have looked these things before we started. Known where they were. I am not the smartest man. Never claimed to be. Alright, so it's not menu layout. Alright. Give me just a second. I'm going to move this over here. Gotta do some Googling. Okay, so I know that options are adjusted in. I'm going to look through this and see if I can find what. Okay, so here's the options categories. This is what I was looking for. Need to find it. Item categories. This is actually one of the things. So I can get rid of. So this is the category list. I need way less than this. Eat out quite a few. And I can go check if I did this correctly. If I didn't, I just don't know what I'm doing. By episode 100, I'm just we're not going to release the game. It will just be a 2-hour video of me crying because I still haven't gotten. That's what we're going to do for episode 100. All right, let me see if I just delete a few, if this is going to do what I think it's. Let's say the changes. New game. Should, if I go into items, yeah. So I need just 4 categories. All I need are weapons, which are not called that. They're called augments. I need accessories. Then I need items. My own setup database. So for equipment, so it's in. Guys, I have completely lost everything. I have forgotten how in the world anything in this works. Types. Why? Oh yes, because of the way Visustella works, and I need to reconnect them. That accessory 2 and 3. These 3 are all the same, but this just makes it where the items all go anywhere. So I just need 2 and 4. And then I need the items. Okay. Back to the database. Oh, not back to the database. Plugin manager. The year 2025. I hope to still be alive in 2025. I'm not even gonna be that old. I'll be, let's see what, I turn 38 next year, so 3 more years after, I'll be like 41. I'll be fine. Wait. Are we 38 next year? Yes, okay. For a second, I completely forgot. Alright. Item categories. So. Alright, so I need 2, 4, and key items. That's it. That's all I should need. Then I need to identify what you're never too young to forget. Especially not on stream. Also keep in mind that during the time that we were doing the contest, and about a month after that, I did not touch RPG Maker once. Alright, so this is what I need. I just need weapons, accessories, items, key items. That's it. Now I need to figure out what the icons I want to use for this are. Here it's called Augments. At least it is now. Accessory, items, on key items right now. I may change the. Now I just need to go to get icon numbers. So as you can see, because my icon set, which I was done, this is all stuff from Cazwolf. I got them on Itch, and this is not all of her. She has a ton of stuff. This is mostly some free stuff and some stuff I bought because I thought they were interesting. Which is a lot of really cool things. So I need to really quickly figure out what I want to use for each of these. So first I'm going to do augments, which augments are, I'm just going to go with something like this, 124. They're not really weapons. All of them are using like artifact weapons. So it's just something that it's only mechanically in RPG Maker a weapon. In lore, it's something that affects the weapon. So I may actually go with something like, actually, what about this one? One of these runes. Let's go with this one, 111. Keep thinking about taking a break, but you just keep making stuff. You're like the opposite of me. I keep thinking about doing things, but I just keep taking breaks instead. Alright, accessories. So, like, that's just a good general accessory item. Or inventory thing. Let's do 42 for accessories. Items. I just need, like, a little... That's a good one. 202. This is why I knew this one was not going to be the most exciting. Alright, and then key items, let's just give an actual little key. So, alright. And that's actually the easiest way to figure out what icon is what, is just to go to something in your thing and start clicking around, and the icon number is down in this corner. Actually, I actually need to go sometime and look at Kaz's stuff and see if there's anything newer I want. Kaz has made a ton of really, really cool icons. And then back to plugin manager, back to items equip. Alright, then we change our icon. All weapons. Augments, it's a 11. I need to go change the name. Why did that felt like it changed? Why is it saying switch it? I'm concerned because it added. We'll see if it doesn't. Alright, 42. Why is it just adding this switch ID number thing? Was there something that I... Did these actually not get something wrong? I may still have my old settings and I need to do something differently. But we're going to keep going because nothing's breaking so far, and I may have to do some fixing off stream. 200. It looks like they had a way of turning it on and off with switches now. Neat. Good idea. Right? And another playtest to make sure. Correct. You can never playtest too much. Think you've tested too much, you are probably wrong. Alright, so I need to change the name here. All of that's correct. So I do need to change the whole item. To be honest, I could probably very heavily remove a lot of stuff. So it's pulling that name from something else. Let's do another. What do I have wrong? It's named Augments. So where is it pulling the word weapon? Is there something I need to do? Plugin manager, items, equips core. Keep making more and more maps. That's I mean, that's fun. I actually find making maps really, really soothing. I think it's easy to like just chill, relax, make. Mm. Here's the equip menu settings. That I said was all fine. Everything else in here looks fine. I just need to figure out where it's pulling the word. Probably from somewhere in. Yep. Next, I need to figure out the opening the wrong window. That over and over again. Yeah, you and me both, Video Wizard. I close it constantly. I just stop it, start it, stop it, start it. But I mean, like, when I say like you can never test too much, I mean, I guess there is a literal state where you have tested so much that you're doing nothing, but making sure everything works at like every stage of the way, always a great idea. And I feel like this is what happened. Status menu categories. Here we go. So the general, and I was thinking it was elements. The one elements and access I didn't. General parameters, property. Let me go back because my memory is that of a nap. Status. Okay, I don't need properties either. Just general and perimeters is all I need. Technically, all I need is parameters and finish because the finish screen has the same things that the general one does. So I could get rid of general and properties as well and just have. I don't see anything different about those two. I'm not sure that they're both needed. Personally, though, I kind of would like to try to see because I wanted to get the elemental stuff on this screen somehow. But it feels like if I could just get this information on there too. I don't know. So let's get rid of properties. General, properties. Then we need to think about what icons each of. I think sometimes it's just I want to feel safe about it, right? Wait a minute. Now is it okay? So if I get rid of general, apparently, well, huh? So why do I need general when the finish button does the same thing? If I could I have just removed finish instead and just used the back button? Because now finish doesn't do the same thing as it did before. Always do the last one? Or does it always do the first thing? So I'm probably going to need to... Okay, so it was general was the first, right? So now I have to go find... Alright, so I'm going to have to open up another copy of... I have broken something. I love when I break stuff. It's the most fun. So what I need to do is find old... Let us look over here. I need to open my recycling bin because I'm... Alright, so I'm going to open the... Having a time. Okay, I must have put it here. Alright. So I'm re-extracting the sample game project. So sample chain project. I open it and I'm gonna grab the what I need to put general. Plugin manager. Status core. Menus. I need this line back. Grab that. Go back to mine. That there and okay. Well, let's see if that fixes it. Status. I have general now. And now finish again. Look, again though, I don't know why this needs to be here. I can just hit back. There doesn't need to be a finish button. Let's see what happens if I remove can't. Categories, list. Alpha top version of the maker beta feels like the maker's unfinished game. This is possible second choice delta. The delta hurt this way. The delta variant has hurt everything. I am so ready for that to be over. Even my self that never goes out. I feel like this is easier. It's just general parameters. All you need. Then I can just back out. Do all of them have like a back out? See, because like this one doesn't have back out. So why was it put in for status? I'm not sure that it was necessary. And same here, you still had to use the... Alright, so the things we need to do is we need general and parameters icons. You know what? I have no idea what they're gonna call the next one. It could be anything. You know what? I am just going to take this and put it on my other screen, and it may come back when I need it, when I break something else. So let's go back to our database. Go look at icons. So we need status and parameters. Feels like maybe that can be status. Like maybe the star for parameters. It works as well as anything else. 36, 39. I think I can remember 36, 39. 36, 39. Oh, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about next maker anyway. I like MZ quite a lot. And our playtest again. That looks good for our icons. All right, now let's go and get like this icon these two icons need to be. So that's correct because this is what I'm not using any kind of. There are no shops in my game. Everything is found, or I'm probably going to do some like finding certain items and trading them for certain other items. So like key items that you can find and then exchange them like a currency, but not really. Instead, our gold is things that are left over when these kind of dream monsters are killed. They turn into this crystallized stuff that you can use to power the item equipped. All right, and so I need to do the time, that, and I need to do, let's write down what all needs icon. So it's item, skill, equip. So the equip one is strangely okay. Status, options, save, load, game end, time, and crystals. .3D option. I would like to see something like the MV 3D plugin. As long as it wasn't, I think that if you try to get too complicated with 3D, it makes it like actually just harder to dev in. Because like making 3D models is a lot more complicated than making. I think there's a certain style of 3D that I think could be done and really be really cool, but if it goes too far, it gets to the point where like a layman like me can't do anything with the resources. And it just makes it really hard to make stuff. Anyway. Oh, that's not what I was doing. I opened the database to look at. Alright. We're going to do this so that oh, that was the wrong one. That's not the right one. It's the other. There's another one. Why is it only showing this one? Like it's showing this one. Maybe if I throw it away, it'll. I guess it's because I have the database. I don't want to do it. Don't save. That's not even the right. All right. I wanted to where I could see both at the same time. When I type on one, it doesn't mess with me. There we go. You can make 3D models easier than pixel art. Well, you know, more power to you. I have been trying to learn how to use Effect Seer and just doing 3D doing the what you call it? My brain, what is it called with what does Effect Seer do? It does particle animations. Just like doing particle animations is very difficult for my brain to wrap. Alright, so database. Okay. We need one for items in general. I feel like that is the good one, 203. Okay, so skills. Something like that. That's a good 31. Alright, equip. For equipment, it's just like like a general one is just easy to do, is like an armor or a thing. Even though there is no armor equip in this game, which is actually probably why using this is even better, because I probably won't use this for an actual. That's 160. Status. That's an option. There's a good one for options. 35 for options. I think there's like advantages of going like both um both 3D and 2D have their advantage. I'm a fan of all right, what am I looking for? Looking for status, save, load, game end, time, and crystal. Like a little. I feel like that's something I would expect to see. I don't know, but I'm looking. That's a good one for status. 33. HD2D. I think that's a real possibility. I don't know if it will, but like, because I don't have information on the next maker, and if I did, I couldn't tell you guys. So, but I could see going HD2D. Def an idea where it might. All right, so save and load. I have the problem that I feel like save and load are kind of maybe like like you don't want to have them be too close together, right? But they're so related that you're like, oh, similar symbols. Like I was thinking like save load. Um Saving, you're putting it in letter, and loading, opening the letter, but like having them right next to each other in such a similar look wouldn't be good. But at the same time, I think I'm still gonna go that 197, 230. All right, exit. I could use the little running man for exit. I don't have anything else that I think looks really super good for it. So um I'm certain that Effect Seer is not bad if you know how to use it. I just haven't been able to figure it out, but I know that like a lot of people did. We ran a animations contest and people made some really cool stuff in it. I'm just possibly not as smart as I'd like to be with some things. And some things I found are just kind of difficult for me in a weird way. Actually, I like these more for save and load, like close book for save and then load with the open. They're similarly themed, but they look much more different together. So 186 and 188. It's like so the first time I ever did any kind of programming was when I was very young and I learned some basic. But I did not learn object-oriented programming. That was a thing that was a little more new at the time when I was learning. And because I didn't learn it, when I tried to learn object-oriented programming later, it was so hard for me. Even though really once you figure it out, it's like really much simpler than you think. Okay, I just need something for time. Thank you, Sprocket. Sprocket was talking. I don't know if you guys heard him have a conversation there. You know, he's pretty loud. Hear him. Usually. I might go with no icon for that and see if I can get away with it. Where it is, it may not be needed, but I really need kind of like a little clock. And Kaz may have one in another pack. I'll look later. Right now we're just going to we're going to make it 0 and give it no icon. Yeah, T did some tutorials on Effect Seer. I watched them. I vaguely helped, but again, like I said, me not being able to comprehend it doesn't mean that it's hard. It may also just be that it's organized in a way I find difficult. I think one of the things with Elf Kisser, still calling it that as a joke, Effect Seer, is it has a ton of options, and they're all right in front of you when you open it. So it's hard to figure out what specifically you need and don't need. And you'll sit there and you'll be like, oh, what does this do? And it's like a bunch of options you may not need for what you're trying to do. But because all of them are in front of you at all times, it can look very overwhelming to see it. And I'm sure that once you learn it, it's not nearly as overwhelming. Because, like, for instance, I have this problem when I first opened Photoshop. There are a million options. And there are a bunch of options in Photoshop I've never touched in my life. As we learned last week, when Arkea told me all these things that I did not know I could do. There were buttons down here to make a new layer in Photoshop that I just never knew were there because I was just like, I don't know what those buttons do and I'm not going to press them. I know how to make a new layer by going up here. So it's like that thing of, let's see, and the command window list. This is the one, right? All right, where's the just list of the general setting windows? Pretty sure that the annoying thing is I know I found these fast, right? I knew time icon. So I'm just gonna change this to 0. That's just a variable. Okay. Gold window. Where's the... Alright, here's the thing. Item. Icon. 203 is what this is changed to. Okay, I'm not using that, so skill is 31. But like, it's easy to just not be overwhelmed by stuff. And I think the same thing with like when you're looking through parameters in this, right? There's like so many. So I'm in equip 161. But once you know where the things you need to change are, you can do probably much better. It's just finding them and reading documentation. I've heard the latest version of Vexseer has cleaned up a little bit of stuff, but I haven't used it because it's not compatible with MZ yet, which MZ's going to add compatibility for the latest version, I believe. Next major update, what I was told. There are a bunch of different that I do not use. Option save was 186, 188. Yeah, I'm trying to keep talking about stuff because I know that me just entering icon numbers into parameters is not exciting. And so this last one is 4. Now I need to find where the gold window icon is. I feel like it feels like it should be there, right? Apparently it's not. It may be in Core Engine. Gold setting. Yep. And that's gonna be 475. Yeah, it is true, Skepsis. Anytime you open up anything creative that, unless it has like almost no options, you will just it is deer in headlights, right? This just reminds me, a YouTube channel. I don't want to look. A YouTube channel I watch and a lot is Drawfee, and they are professional artists, right? And one of them said basically, "Oh, I still don't know how to do that." It was something in Photoshop. I was like, it was some kind of how to use masks, I think, and it just cracked me up because it's just like, okay, if they can't still don't know how to do some things that other people just know how to do, I'm still doing okay. All right, so now this looks better. I think it looks fine without that thing. I want to try to find an icon for it, so I might look later. And as I said, this week was going to be a bit shorter because there are some other things I have to handle tonight. I wanted to make sure that I got a stream in. We're gonna make sure. I'm going to make sure every week we actually have a stream. It may not be the full 2 hours every week, but I'm going to have a stream every week. If I start missing one, it's too easy to like keep putting them off, right? Too easy to just go, all right, well, this is happening this week, so I don't, I can just put it off one more week, and we don't need to do that anymore. We need to be here every week, even if it's short, even if it's not a full stream. And once we get regular, I'll get used to it, and then maybe we'll hit 2 hours every single time. And I hope that's the case. Maybe one day we'll even get back to what I originally intended, which was 3-hour streams. But maybe not. But it is good to have everybody here. Glad everyone could come and hang out with me for the hour that I did do this. I did get done what I wanted to do today with some just basic changing the icons out and getting rid of some of the menus that I didn't need. And also figuring out some things I might want to bother some people about helping me fix and about like maybe getting a lot of the status stuff that was on other screens into that first screen. Good to see everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Get a lot done on your games, more than I ever do. And it is great to have been here tonight. Have a good night to Skepsis, Wrath, Brian, Sweet. Let's see, anyone else? Video Wizard, Nerd Mansion, Sentinel Proxima, who I believe said this was the first time they watched. Hope you enjoyed it. Lazarus. And Alexander Burkle. And I think that's most everyone. Everyone have a wonderful night. I'm gonna